Back again for the third visit to the boat, and today, that's my battery charger. Today I have pulled up the stern and I'm recharging all the batteries. I'm here for one night only, then I've got to go back because I've got work again on Friday. So yeah, I'm here to charge all the batteries. Looking at the channels, they're all pretty much rotten, going to need re-welding, so it's extra cost, more overtime needed. I've vacuumed out, as you can see there, the bilge again, and there weren't a lot of water in there, so obviously the tarpaulin that I sort of maintained and re-patched up a little bit, plus the duct tape that I put around all the seal joints before I left last time, done the job because there was only a tiny bit in there. Looked under the stairs, there was no water in there at all, so that's good. So we're getting to the point of having a dry boat. Yeah, so I've got 2 battery chargers on the go. Obviously 4 batteries, so I've got my 3 leisure batteries and my starter motor, so I want to charge all them up. And there's it down there in the bilge. Cleaned and suctioned out with a vac all the debris and dirt and leaves and crap there, so hopefully that can dry out, but I still will need to do the other sides. And I've got a new tarpaulin in here as well over there, which should cover the whole thing, so I'll triple cover it before I leave. There's the boards from the stern deck, and yeah, plenty to do, but there we go. So there's some of the paint work I did last time, seems to be holding out all right, but I'll take you with me because I'm going to go and fill up the water, show you where that is. And I've got my shoreline plugged in as well. I bought a new shoreline cable, cheaper on Amazon it was than the marina here. I've also got a fella that's going to look at the engine for me, but that's not going to be until, Christ, I think the 20th of January, which is a bit of a pain in the arse because everything's dragging on, so I'm going to have to pay for more rent time here to keep the boat here. But yeah, so the shoreline runs all the way down here, and I've got a few of these 5-litre canisters. I'll collect them as I use them myself back home. I'll fill them up from the tap round here, which is by the electric as well. So the shoreline is plugged in round here, 37, so that's all plugged in there, and then the tap is over on this one here. Just place you down. You can see that's out there, can't you? Yeah, you can. There we go. So yes, top up with the water. I've got cracking today, so we won't waste time. We've got straight on board after a 2-hour drive to here, where I live, which is Essex, Hertfordshire way. And that's where the boat's going to go eventually, as long as it's watertight and I can get everything going. The engine, the whole survey is on 2nd of December, so I won't be here for that, but I've booked that in, so that's going to be paying for it all. That's 425 quid to pay for that. It's all money, it's all more overtime I've got to do to pay for it all, but eventually, hopefully, I'll get the boat on the water, constant cruise, pay for my licence, and then eventually it'll be cheaper than renting a flat or something like that, because at the moment obviously I can't do any more as I pay for my little babies and ex-wife to live in the house. So she's got a lovely house, and I've got my little beauty here, Miss Norma Jeane, aka Marilyn Monroe. That was the name she was given when she was first built back in 1976. So yeah, 45 years old this baby is. The sides here are all sort of been plated, but it looks like they have plated over the drainage from the stern deck, from the channels. And this bit here maybe, I'm not too sure, but that will need looking at as well. So yeah, it all costs money, and someone did say to me boat stands for bung on another 1,000, and they're not wrong. But there we go, job by job, we will get there. There's so much to do, but it's a nice project. So yeah, we'll get there. Anyway, let's load this water on. Put that on there. Go and put that in the boat. Make sure I don't fall in. Right. So down into the rear deck, cabin area. And this is the toilet area. All this is going to need ripping out. And I was thinking maybe, there's all the water, look. So I've got loads of water. I was thinking of maybe ripping all this out and maybe just putting in a new shower cubicle with the toilet sitting in the basin there, because this is not really needed. It's all epoxy wood and everything needs ripping out at one point or another. But yeah, I could take out, let me stand back a bit so you can see. Oh, just fell into the stove. So that's the unit there, that little cupboard. That's the toilet shower unit. Shower I don't think is working at present. I haven't even tried it. I don't intend to. I can shower elsewhere, so that's not a problem. But that little box unit, I'm contemplating ripping that out at some point, the whole lot, and then I can put in maybe a walk-in shower there, and then a curtain when I'm not using it, just to draw around it. That fridge I'm not going to need, because I'm not going to be shorelining that much, so that can go. That boiler's probably going to need replacing. It's old, and again I don't use that at the moment. All I use in here is really the gas stove, and at the minute the electric for the shoreline to get things done, get jobs done. Otherwise it's the stove and the gas is good enough for me. Another little job I've got to do is a TV that I bought that's going to go on this wall here opposite the sofa. It's only a 24-inch 12 volt, but didn't come with a 12 volt attachment, but luckily enough I've got shoreline, so I can try it out. I've got an aerial to go on the window, and I've got my dongle for internet access. So yeah, that's another job that I'm going to crack on with today. As for the kitchen area, again at some point I'd like to rip all of this out and start again. I mean, not just yet, that might take a year or so before I get round to doing that. Everything needs to be done really. I think once it's on the water, the plan is just to give it a lick of paint, a recoat. I might go for like a pastel colours, seem to be nice, they seem to be drawing me in. A pastel lime, like pastel green or pastel grey, but I don't want to make it too dark in here, so I'll stick with the whitewash ceiling, and then maybe go for the walls in a nice light grey. But we'll see, because like I say, I don't want it too dark. Retiling, all that needs to be done, because they're just going to fall off anyway. Plus they're plain white boring, a nice pattern in there. Change the worktops to maybe a bit of oak or something. Paint up the cupboards. Maybe put some shelving unit in with the fridges, and then my call box in there, but also get a 12 volt supply down there, so I can have a 12 volt call box in there when I'm running on the river. And when I come round, I mean, the red tiles at the minute, I don't mind that. Doesn't look too bad. Come around to the bedroom area. Again, repaint in here. Repaint all the cupboards. In here I've just got storage for bits at the minute. I'll repaint over all this. And then this bed, maybe look at getting rid of that. All that needs sorting. Christ almighty. Cupboards are stiff because it's all wood and it's swollen and whatnot. So yeah, at some point rip this bed out and put maybe another bed in here with the attachment where I can lift it slightly for storage underneath. But bearing in mind this cupboard is over it, so it's a good job I'm a short ass, because I tell you what, that bed ain't long. It's not a 6 foot bed in length at all. I'd say it's probably about 5'7", so maybe a little bit more, but I don't want to push my head right up against the wall. Anyway, that's the latest for the moment, and I'll come back and show you a bit more as I go today and tonight with the TV, how that's getting fixed up and that. As for water, I'm not running any water through the tank at the minute, because that's at the front of the boat and I need to get that sorted. That's another big job. So I've just got this canister here with a little tap on it. I use that for washing myself and bits and pieces. Drinking water, I use that from the shops. And so far, there we go. Bits and pieces out there. Spare gas canisters, and I've got a gas hob that takes them just in case I run out of gas, because I've got to work that out yet. I don't use a lot of it, but and under here loads of crockery and plates and that. Again, all that needs sorting out and slinging or whatever, or I'll take it into the station, they can use it. Electrics, this garbage here, I don't know what's going on here. I'm not very good with electrics, so, but I have got a 12 volt supply to click onto these, but I've got to change the fixings I've got on them at the minute, because they're not going to work. I've got round fixings, so I'm going to change that on my 12 volt supply. And then I've got an extension cord, like the cigarette lighter auxiliary ports, you know. I've got an extension cord to come from that round to over here, which I don't know whether I'll probably go on the floor, round on the floor to it, rather than across the ceiling, because that won't look too great. But temporary measure on the floor and then up to the back of the TV, that's going to go on there as I sit down. So that'll be my view. So I don't need a big TV, but that should do the job, shouldn't it? Time to put a bit more wood in the old stove. Anyway, catch you in a bit.